What currently works? Well, actually, let's talk a little bit about what used to work. Well, still does. What worked a while ago and what's working now. So what worked, sort of say, yesterday? Okay, yesterday being proverbially not today. All right. So things like reading license plates. Well, that's pretty easy because it's a fixed font. Zip codes, numbers on checks. Those were getting much better, and handwritten recognition of digits has gotten pretty good. Fingerprint recognition. The analysis of those patterns, because the patterns share certain types of characteristics and we could find those characteristics. Face detection, but you'll notice that here the thing knows who I am, but it hasn't yet figured out who Megan is, right? Today we do recognition. By the way, you know, these days, typically when you pop up or put an image, let's say into Facebook or some other thing, it'll suggest to you the names of the people that are there. And that means that it's found the faces and it's also recognized who they are. Now, it doesn't search its database of everybody. It only searches your friends, right? So it doesn't have to try to recognize this as anybody on the planet, just the 5 friends that I happen to have, right? So then you might ask, well, how does it know the picture of those friends? Well, other people have tagged Megan in images. Every time you tag an image with a person's name, you're actually telling Google or whoever, or Facebook or wherever you're doing, how to recognize that person. So without making it sound nefarious, it is the case that every time you tag somebody else in a picture, you're making it that much easier for computers to find that person in other images. You are teaching, you are not tagging, you are teaching the system what Megan looks like. So just think about that every time that you identify people in an image. We've actually talked about SIFT features and using the location of SIFT features to recognize objects and, you know, sort of flat texture things like the book covers. All right. Now, what just happened, this is GoogleNet 2014, which was part of a competition. And you can see here that given this image, okay, it labels the monitor, the bookshelf. It even labels this, it says domestic cat. And it looks to me like this cat is jumping in the air, so that's pretty cool. What makes this picture hard, of course, is the very intense color variation. So it was able to find, just basically through the color and texture, because that's the only thing that's there, the fact that there were oranges and bananas there. So this is a pretty intriguing result. And then here's a result that calls into question the importance of context. And maybe what it means is that context doesn't matter when things are very clear, all right? So I love this picture. I'm not sure you can read this, but it says hat with wide brim on the top, and it says dog on the bottom. Now, I don't know how many pictures there are of dogs with hats and wide brims wearing them. What scares me is there might be tens of thousands because people have way too much time on their hands or something. I don't know. But it is an impressive result that it was able to recognize the hat on top of the dog, which you have to believe is not a likely position for a hat.